The movie tells about an app that can predict when someone will die. A nurse named Quinn decides to install the app after seeing her colleagues at the hospital try it. However, when Quinn checks her time, it shows only 3 days left. Since then, strange things start happening, and she decides to find a way to stop the app. Quinn's struggle to save her life begins with a party hosted by a group of young people, where some of them start using an app called Countdown. This app can predict when someone will die. Curious, they install the app. Some of them get different times of death, some even 63 years later. However, a girl named Courtney only has 3 hours left. Their reactions are quite casual, even joking about Courtney's death time. Soon after, Courtney's boyfriend, Evan, arrives and offers to take her home. While in the car, a drunk Evan is advised by Courtney to walk instead due to the close distance of their home. Evan, thinking Courtney is still scared of her death prediction from the app, gets upset and leaves her behind. As Courtney walks home, she feels like someone is following her and quickly runs to her house. The app continues to count down, making her extremely fearful. She turns off her phone, but upon going to the bathroom, she starts feeling strange again and sees her death time down to just a few seconds left. Soon after, something eerie happens to her. On the other hand, Evan gets into an accident with a large tree branch piercing the passenger seat where Courtney should have been sitting. We then see Quinn, who is an intern nurse at the hospital. While feeding patients, she notices one room completely neglected. Quinn then visits Evan, who survived the crash, for surgery. And Evan, who has also installed the Countdown app, reveals he is to die in 19 hours. Quinn tries to reassure him that he will survive. Evan then shared that Courtney didn't die in the accident, but she did die right when Evan got into the accident. This means that death will happen either way. After returning Evan to his room, Quinn is approached by her boss with news that she is no longer an intern. During a meal together, Quinn and her colleagues discuss the app and try it out themselves. Some get very long death times, with one doctor predicted to die at 98 years old. When Quinn installs the app after work, she finds out she will die in 2 days. Though initially disbelieving, Quinn starts to feel uneasy when she hears strange noises from a closet in her parents' home. When Quinn opened it, she was surprised to see her sister Jordan in the closet with her boyfriend. This showed that Quinn and Jordan had a strained relationship because Quinn was busy working and rarely came home, while Jordan lived only with their father after their mother had passed away. Then their father woke up and mentioned that the next day they were planning to visit their mother's grave. Quinn agreed to it. Meanwhile, Evan was preparing for surgery and noticed on his phone that he had only 3 minutes left according to the Countdown app. He tried to stay calm and left his room, but soon he saw a dark figure following him. Evan ran to the emergency staircase and something strange happened. The app showed he had only 1 minute left. Shortly after, a bizarre creature approached him quickly, and Evan fell. The next day, Quinn arrived at the hospital, and a co-worker informed her that Evan had fallen down the stairs. Hearing this, Quinn started to worry about her own death time and decided to take Evan's phone, even though she had to unlock it using Evan's deceased face. Quinn also remembered about the visit to her mother's grave. She felt if the app was right, then she couldn't go. She immediately called her father to say she couldn't make it. After returning from work, Quinn tried to delete the Countdown app but failed. She began searching for a way to remove the app, but it was difficult. She looked up information about Countdown and saw Courtney's face, which matched the wallpaper on Evan's phone. News of Courtney's death was widespread. When about to close her laptop, Quinn saw the figure of Evan in front of her and was terrified. She smashed her phone because the Countdown notifications kept going off and quickly left her apartment. She decided to rest in her car and ended up falling asleep until the next morning. Quinn was awakened by Jordan knocking on her car window, who mentioned she was actually afraid of cockroaches. Jordan found Quinn's broken phone and saw the Countdown notification. Seeing this, Jordan wanted to install it too, but Quinn forbade it. It turned out Jordan came to Quinn's apartment because their father was on a business trip, and she didn't want to be left with a nanny, so she wanted to stay with Quinn. Quinn immediately said that Jordan shouldn't stay at her apartment because she was busy, although Quinn didn't want Jordan to witness her death. Jordan became very emotional and quickly left Quinn. Then Quinn went to a phone store, bought a new phone, new number, and even new apps. After activating the phone, Quinn was relieved because the Countdown app wasn't there. As she was about to leave the store, she received a countdown notification. The app had installed itself on Quinn's new phone. She immediately asked the store owner, but both were equally confused. Quinn left the store, got into her car and checked the countdown. It showed 21 hours left. Quinn was incredibly frustrated thinking about it. When she looked at her car's rear-view camera, she saw a large dark figure behind her. But when she looked directly behind, there was no one there. Quinn checked the rear-view camera again, and the figure had disappeared. Suddenly, someone choked Quinn from behind, and she accidentally hit the gas pedal in reverse. The owner of the car that got hit appeared and scolded her. Then, a man who saved Quinn told the car owner to leave Quinn alone. After the car owner left, the man revealed that he also experienced something strange and showed the same app, countdown, on his phone, even noting his death time was only 18 hours away. The man was named Matt. They both then discussed the fate they were facing. Quinn felt strange about the user violation notification. They had an idea to get someone to install the countdown app so they could see some of the app's rules. Matt saw a drunk man and convinced him to install the app. When the terms of use appeared, they read them first. It stated that users must accept their fate. Hearing this, Quinn remembered she canceled plans with her father, knowing she was going to die. Matt also canceled plans to visit his aunt by train. So there's a possibility they received user violation notifications because they were avoiding their fate. Quinn and Matt decided to visit the hospital priest, but he couldn't help. According to him, his friend was more knowledgeable about supernatural events. They were given an address and went to a church, where they met Priest John. Matt immediately asked if the priest believed in demons. Hearing this, Priest John was excited and explained an ancient incident about death predictions made by an old gypsy woman. But this was the modern version. Priest John recommended hacking the app. Quinn and Matt decided to visit the phone store, where they met earlier because the store owner could hack various apps for a tempting fee. The store owner agreed, and they started accessing the app, seeing some data inside it, including usernames and their death times. They looked for Quinn's name and found Jordan's name. Jordan had also installed it, and her death time was only 13 minutes away. The store owner easily changed his death number to 86 years later, then proceeded to change Quinn and Matt's times. Quinn and Matt were relieved to know their lives were still very long, and they decided to go to Quinn's apartment. In short, while they were sleeping, Quinn woke up hearing someone. Quinn trying to wake up Matt, but he didn't wake up. When the door opened, a frightening figure appeared. Matt then comforted Quinn, and the countdown notification sounded. All their numbers returned to their original state. Realizing this, Quinn remembered about Jordan. Jordan noticed her death number had reverted to its original state, and suddenly felt something approaching her. She hid under the bed, but when the bed was lifted, she saw a woman with wounds beside her. Jordan was terrified and ran outside, where she met Quinn and Matt. They decided to go to Priest John's place. Quinn immediately showed the data from the countdown app she had photographed earlier, which contained some foreign inscriptions. Priest John read it and immediately knew that the app contained a curse. But this revelation was a beacon of hope for them because it meant the curse could be broken. They even had a plan to delay death by standing on a symbol surrounded by salt. For Quinn's ease, they mixed salt with paint and quickly drew the symbol. They began entering the circle as Matt, having the shortest death time, was the focus of the ritual. Priest John started reciting prayers, and the atmosphere turned very ominous. Some shelves rattled irregularly, and dark figures roamed around them. The evil spirit couldn't enter the circle, and Priest John began chanting the spell. Suddenly, the evil spirit disappeared, and a loud noise disturbed their hearing. Suddenly, a walking dinosaur toy approached Matt from behind, and the figure of their deceased younger sibling appeared. Matt longed for them. Suddenly, the siblings seemed to be leaving, and Matt approached, stepping out of the circle, and the evil spirit pulled his leg. Quinn tried to chase but was obstructed by an unseen figure. Quinn managed to get out and found Matt freed from the grasp of the spirit. However, Matt had to face his death. Not long after, Jordan and Priest John appeared. They were shocked to find that Matt had passed away. Quinn and Jordan realized they were next. As they hugged, Quinn noticed Jordan was injured and immediately took her to the hospital. While waiting for Jordan's treatment, Quinn saw a news report about a train accident. which was the train Matt was supposed to take to meet his aunt. After Jordan's treatment, they saw their death times getting closer. Jordan said their mother would be proud to see them at the end of their lives. Hearing this, Quinn had a plan. Quinn approached a doctor who had harassed her in the past. Quinn asked for the doctor's help by seducing him, asking Dr. Sullivan to come to the hospital's renovation area. Dr. Sullivan followed her. Quinn suddenly attacked Dr. Sullivan, intending to kill him, but Jordan stopped her. Quinn followed the old way where someone must die before their death time to stop the curse. But suddenly Dr. Sullivan was dragged away from Quinn by the evil spirit protecting Dr. Sullivan because it wasn't his time to die. Dr. Sullivan managed to escape from Quinn. At that moment, Quinn realized that Jordan's death was imminent. Jordan, starting to wander, was startled by the evil spirit's presence and was thrown through an old window. The evil spirit approached Jordan, and suddenly Quinn appeared to inject something into her, apologizing and expressing her love to ease the pain. As she was about to inject, the hallucination of their mother appeared, trying to stop her actions. Initially influenced by it, Quinn immediately rejected the temptation and quickly injected the medicine into the evil spirit. Still tried to stop Quinn's death but was too late, and the spirit vanished. Jordan was devastated and heartbroken to face the reality that Quinn was no more. She cried, hugging Quinn's body, but then she noticed a significant mark on Quinn's arm, labeled Narcan, with an arrow pointing where to inject. Jordan quickly injected the fluid brought by Quinn, and soon she woke up. Here, Quinn, Jordan, and their father were seen visiting their mother's grave. As they were about to leave, Quinn suddenly received a notification that the latest version of the Countdown app had been installed on her phone, surprising her. And the movie ends. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, because by subscribing you have supported me to make better videos. See you in the next video.